How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Today we're going to be doing a couple of small maintenance items on the Miata, spark plugs, and a couple of other small little things that are going to keep the car healthy and strong and making sure that we can continue to enjoy it for a couple of years. Some simple, small, easy stuff today, but might as well make a video and show you guys how I'm doing it, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. If you guys are avid viewers of the channel, we have tires right here for the Miata that we're gonna mount up hopefully next week to the new wheels, and I'm waiting for new lug nuts. Hopefully I can have all of this on the car sometime late next week and we can enjoy these tires before winter comes at least a couple of times. Of course, we've got to take the Miata out and move it to the other garage. Got to store it up here in the shop. New wheels, for those who don't know, coming soon. Fires up. Let it get some heat into it and I'll pull it out. Alright, so we've got the car all parked up. The car is extremely dirty. Today I'm going to be giving it a nice wash, but we're going to be working under here today, doing a couple of small things that everyone needs to do to their car at some point or another. But I have no idea what's been done to my car and what hasn't, so we're about to find out. So coming over here, we have a couple of pieces for the Miata. Let's pull all of this out, talk about what everything is, why I'm replacing it, and how it's going to help the car. So right here we have a 30,000 mile service kit for a Miata. They say every 30,000 miles, but I mean, you can probably do a little bit longer with some of this stuff. But my car has 120,000 miles and I have no idea what's been done to my car and when it's been done. So talking about what's actually in the kit, so coming here first, we have transmission oil. We're not gonna be doing this today because I have to do a clutch job later. So when I drop the trans, we're gonna be addressing this. So I'm gonna put that on the side. Coming here, we have spark plugs. Every 30,000 miles or so, you should be replacing the spark plugs. It's really easy in this car. And obviously we have NGK. We have spark plug wires. Right here, we have a PCV valve. Again, another just 30,000 mile service thing, but I have no idea when mine's been done. You can probably get at least 50,000 out of it unless you actually notice that this is going bad. And then last but not least is a fuel filter. Now, again, I don't know when mine's been done or if it's been done, so I just picked one up. This isn't really 30,000 miles. I've read on the forums, some of these guys change it every like 60 to 80 or something like that because there's no real need to do it every 30,000, and that's just being like on top and overly excited about maintenance. But the main reason I wanted to get this for my car, other than just regular maintenance because I don't know what's been done to the car has a little stumble on low end. It doesn't rev up quite right away, which could be an issue with the spark plugs or the spark plug wires. It's probably a thing with the wires because they are most likely original, and we're about to find out if they're dated or not. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me start the car up and we can actually rev it from right here, and you guys will notice a small little stumble on the low end. Climb into the car and fire it up. The car does have a little bit of heat into it, but right there, you can notice a little bit of stumble and the car doesn't rev up right away. You can hear it not wanting to just rev freely. It should rev like that, but there's a little bit of stumble. As far as the location of everything, obviously spark plug wires are right on top, and we should be able to do that in like 5 minutes. PCV valve is located right here. Pretty simple and straightforward. Now that we're here, I think I'm noticing a little bit of a leak right there on the top, which we'll probably address at a different date. The fuel filter, from what I remember, is located somewhere underneath the car right here. So the first thing I've done is I have labeled all of the spark plug wires, so when we pull them, we know which one goes where, and we can put the new wires in correctly. Now all I'm going to do is pull all of the spark plug wires. They just come straight out, and we can put them to the side here. Taking a look here at the new spark plug, pulled one out. Seems like it's a 16 millimeter. The 15 didn't quite fit. So just come here and take this first one out right here. See if I have a long enough reach or not. Seems like I need to go just a little bit longer. I actually just remembered that I have the spark plug tool in my Craftsman set, and the proper size is 5/8. So I'm actually gonna use this because there's a little foam in there, which is going to basically trap the spark plug in here and make sure it pulls out. Just like that, we've pulled number 1. They actually do look fairly clean. They don't look too bad. Now we just got 3 more. Here we have the new spark plugs and the old ones. Taking a look at the old ones, they seem pretty nice. Other than cylinder 2, seems like it's got some gunk in it, but it's not actually in the spark plug. It's just like on the top, so I'm assuming something just got in from the top. I mean, we'll find out more after I put these in and see how it goes. But 4 new spark plugs that are pre-gapped, so all we have to do is now put them back in. So we dropped the new spark plug in cylinder 1 here. All we're gonna do now is we're gonna tighten it down basically until it feels just about right. You don't wanna go too hard on them because they're in the head itself, I believe. So you just wanna go basically until it feels right and then go about an extra 3/4, making sure it's not super tight, but good enough to the point where it's gonna be snug. On the last one here, and we just tighten it down. I'll show you guys another example of how tight it has to go. You basically just don't wanna go too tight in order to not destroy your threads, basically. And right here, you'll feel it grab and there's a little tension. So you're gonna tighten it just about like 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna go just a little bit more and pretty much that much. You don't wanna go too tight, but just tight enough. So now we're gonna come and look at our new wires here. Look pretty standard. Basically an OEM replacement for what I already had. Coming over to these wires, all you simply do is just pull and they should come out. That one like that, that one like that, and this one's giving me a little trouble. There we go. Now we have all the wires out. Right here we have all of the new ignition wires. We have shortest to longest. We'll start with cylinder number 4 and work our ways backwards. Now we just come here. Make sure you label them because you don't want to install them the wrong way. Come here, simply go like this and just put it into cylinder number 4 right there. Now we have the first one done and we just do that all the way. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. You basically just reverse the process and now we're just gonna start the car up and see how it runs. Car's running with no issues. Now we're gonna check the stumble on the low end and see if it's improved. Let the car warm up for a second. Seems a little bit better, but regardless, I have satisfaction of knowing I have new plugs and wires in the car. So like I was saying, the PCV valve lives right here. Not the most ideal plier, probably not going to use this one, but basically we were taking this hose right here off, probably take it completely off and pull it basically. Just come here and move this back like so. We should be able to just wiggle it out. In fact, I think the whole valve is already ready to come out. I'm going to remove this whole thing so I don't damage this hose. Ideally, I think I should replace the hose, but I don't have one, so it's fine. So now I'll come here and I can just pull this valve out. And now we can put the new one in. This old valve doesn't seem to be in horrible condition. New valve right here. So now you can just come and push this new valve in and we're done. And then last but not least, we have the fuel filter, which I might as well install since I'm already here. Pretty straightforward. Just a little filter. I feel like not a lot of people do this, but just a filter for the fuel. Pretty straightforward. All we're gonna need is a plier, 10mm I believe, and we're gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver. All right, so the fuel filter, like I said, it lives under here. I'm gonna crawl under the car. I'm gonna show you where it is. So the fuel filter lives under here. This is a little plastic cover. There's a Phillips head screw right here. I believe there should be another one somewhere else. There's 2 down here for sure. And that's all I'm really seeing. So let's take these 3 out and see what we got. Basically, you just get these a little out. And there are actually tabs. I'm not sure if that's original or not. All right, so there is actually the 3, and then there's a 4th one at the very top. And we have the dust cover off, and now you have the fuel filter. which does look pretty old. So 10mm right here, and you're gonna take the fuel lines out, and the fuel filter should just slip out, and you can just replace it with the new one. Nice and rusty down here. You can see the rust coming out. That's why I'm wearing eye protection. So now that I have the clamp undone, I'm gonna slide just back a little bit because I'm probably going to get wet with gasoline here. We're gonna take this and just pull that back and see if it'll come off, which it doesn't seem like it wants to. But basically, we have to get this hose off. It's starting to come a little bit, but I'm gonna keep working on this and get it out. There's going to be a little bit of gas coming out of the filter in the line. This side is not gonna stop, obviously, because the other side's plugged in. It just ate fuel. Now that we have the wrong side out, we need to take the correct side out first, and then we can get the filter out. So after playing with this for almost 20 minutes, I have both of them almost out. I already got this one out. You guys saw it leak gasoline on me. This one is so damn tight that it's almost there. We're getting there now, but to get it this much took all my energy. I did it. It's going to be dripping because there's gasoline in the tank. So, yeah, what we're gonna be doing is hopefully keeping this restrained up here for just a second and let it keep leaking. Get this out, which is also gonna spray gas very quickly. Get this in, and very fast get that in. Now the leak is stopped. And now we just need to get them all the way in. All right, that one is pretty snug in there. I'm just gonna fit it into here. Yeah. Boom. Now, we just tighten everything down. Well, I got a little gasoline in my eyes. I am drenched in gasoline and I'm definitely stinging a little bit. We have the old fuel filter out, which is still dripping gas. I'm gonna set this outside. I'm gonna let the gas evaporate for just a second. I've been huffing gasoline for the last 35 minutes or so. So I'm gonna get back down there, clamp everything down, and put it back. That was really painful simply because the one top hose just wouldn't come out. So we're gonna make sure these hoses go on all the way. This bolt just decided to like yeet itself into oblivion. And just like that, I have the filter fully in on both sides. Unfortunately, this bolt decided to just stop working, so zip ties. Now the last and final step is to put this cover back on, and we're done. All right, well, that wasn't the most comfortable thing in the world, I won't lie. That fuel filter just would not come out from the hose, but it's all done now. And we've basically done every single piece of maintenance that I wanted to do for the day. This car is currently set on factory BC ride height, which is with preload and almost all the way down. So we need to raise it up a bit. But then I just remembered that I was going to raise the ride height when I got the new wheels and tires mounted, because then I'll know exactly how high I can go, figure out how low I can keep the car without rubbing with the new setup. But let's get the car back on the ground and go take it out for a little ride, make sure it works. In the next episode, hopefully we'll have wheels and tires, but also I want to address the coolant because it's a little swampy. So we're gonna take care of that as well soon. All right, now it should take just a second because it doesn't have any fuel. There we go. Fires right up. It's got to cycle the fuel because obviously it got a little air in the line, so it's got to pressurize the whole system and get fuel back sent into the motor. So everything's all good. There we go. Oh my god, dragonfly. So car's are working great. We're currently parked on the side or in the middle of the road because there's a dragonfly in the car, and we decided to drive for like 3 minutes and the dragonfly decided not to do anything until just now. Weird sequence in the video, but car's working great. doesn't really equate to any horsepower for the maintenance, but it's something you got to do to keep your engine healthy. I'm going to try to flush out this Dragonfly, and yeah. I guess I'll catch you in the next video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more Miata content.